It is with deep regret to announce that Airborne Speedway has lost a legend. For those of you who do not already know, former Airborne Speedway driver Skip Liberty died this past week in his race car shop after a long and courageous battle with cancer. Skip had raced in various divisions and at various tracks in the Northeast, such as Thunder Road, Devil's Bowl, tracks as far away as New Hampshire and Quebec, and Airborne was his home. He would often be seen in the pits, working on other people's cars or talking with his fellow drivers. If you needed some help, advice, or a part, Skip was there. Skip was well liked by all around him. Skip, being what we call in the business a low buck racer, built his race cars from the ground up. He didn't have any of the fancy trick parts, but managed to get by on hard work, common sense, and homegrown ingenuity. Skip's racing career spanned 26 years. During that time, he was a multi-time feature winner, 1999 Street Stock Track Champion. He won the Sportsmanship Award as voted by his peers, the 1999 Ken Squire Award, and other awards too numerous to mention. This banner, in memory of Skip, will be brought to the pits and signed by drivers, crew members, staff, and all who wanted to wish him farewell. It will be placed in the grandstand area at intermission time to be signed by his friends and fans. It will be presented to his wife Charlene tomorrow at a celebration of his life at the race car shop at Pleasant Street in Peru. I would now ask that you please rise and remain standing as Airborne Park Speedway General Manager Sherm Hamill will now place a wreath in Skip's memory underneath the flag stand to remain there for the evening's events. At this time, Skip will take one last lap around the Airborne half mile, accompanied by his wife, Charlene. Good. Go ahead, guys. Please feel free in joining us as we cheer Skip on for his final checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a moment of silence for Skip Liberty. As we all know, Skip would want us to move on, so please enjoy tonight's racing program in honor of our friend, Skip Liberty.
Mark Lamberton, the 69-point leader, Travis Bruno. Here they come out of the fourth turn. Green flag is out. As another Saturday night of short track racing action is kicked off at the Big A. Rico Hernandez shows the way, not for long, yellow flag. I think we're going to bring him back and try again. Here they come, green, flag is out. Rico Hernandez down on the bottom of the racetrack. Jeff Claudio up on top. 3 wide, Cody Aubin says on lap number 1. Careful. 3 wide down the back stretch going into turn number 3. And teammates side by side down on the bottom. Neither one comes out with a lead. Give it to Jeff Claudio off the 4th turn. Jeff Claudio in the 97 shows the way. Rico Hernandez runs in 2nd. Cody Aubin dropped back to 3rd, but a good run that time off of 2 for Cody Aubin. Aubin looks high into turn number 3. Rico Hernandez drifts up the track and diamonding the turn now on the bottom. The 7 of Aubin, he moves his way through. Here comes Lamberton on the bottom as well.
I guarantee that if Jeff Claudio runs the same line in turn number 4, well, that same line over in turn number 2, he's going to give up the lead. He'll go from first to last in 1 turn as he pushed badly in 2. He did the same thing the previous lap in 4, but they couldn't get underneath him just yet.
Psychic you are. Claudio back all the way to the rear end of the field. Aubin inherits the lead. Lamberton right behind, digging a good run that time off of number 2 for Lamberton. Lamberton pulls within a car length to number 3. Aubin runs the middle line, now takes it down to the bottom, but Lamberton wants to be there as well, and he's content to run behind. Meanwhile, Travis Bruno has worked his way up into the 3rd spot at the halfway point. Good run again, that time off of 2 for Lamberton, closes within half a car length now in 3. Lamberton is right there. Aubin pushes a bit up off the 4th turn. Lamberton's car sticks down on the bottom, and Lamberton has a nose underneath going into 1. Aubin shuts the door in turn number 1. Lamberton had to back off. Now here comes Travis Bruno. Meanwhile, side by side for 4th, Senior Speed down on the bottom. Rico Hernandez battles on the top of the racetrack. That's the best battle on the racetrack right now, and it's for 4th. 2 laps to go that time around for Cody Aubin in the number 7 car. Holding off the 44 of Lamberton, and 2 car lengths back to Travis Bruno, 69. White flag out one more time around for Cody Aubin. Mark Lamberton, Sound Obsession number 44. Right there, 1 car length off the back bumper. Here they come through turns 3 and 4. And it's going to be a drag race for the win. Down on the bottom, Mark Lamberton gets through. Cody Aubin 2nd, 3rd to Travis Bruno, 4th, Speedy Brissett, 5th for 1.
All right, here comes the field, moving through turn number 4, down the front stretch, and the green flag is out. The 30 of Chris, the 08 of Bordeaux. They work off of turn number 2. Tom Remington, Jason Durgan, keep an eye on those 2 cars. Remington with a 4th place finish last Saturday. That was one of his top finishes, perhaps of his career racing here at Airborne, as they're wheel-to-wheel for that 3rd spot in turn 4. Jason Chris showing the way in the 30. Jay got off to a real good start this year, but the last few weeks has been off the pace. He's leading now. Here comes Jason Durgan trying to move underneath Tyson Drown. Remington was able to get around Drown on the outside line. Durgan trying to come through down low on the inside. Bottom feeding the racetrack off of turn number 4. Now he'll go to the outside, trying to make a move on Tom Remington for the 3rd spot. Looked outside, now dives down back to the inside, trying to find running room to make a move on the 54 of Remington. Out front, it's the 30 of Jason Chris. Andrew Bordeaux hunkers down that 2nd spot, pushing in turn number 4. But Tom Remington not quite in a position to make a move down low to the inside. We'll see if Remington can capitalize over in turn number 2. Again, the 08 pushes. Durgan thinking 3 wide. He backs out of it wisely. Now back after it on the outside of Remington. Remington can't get down to the inside of Bordeaux, and Bordeaux is hanging on to that 2nd spot. Remington's going to fall back to 4th. Jason Durgan working on the outside. The 08's been pushing in 2 and 4. Durgan diving down in front of Remington, and he's got some running room. Jason Durgan making a move. He goes from 3rd to 2nd down on the inside line. Contact. Look out. The 6 of Tyson Drown got in the back of the 54. He had to get on the binders, and the 66 of Jason Bruno could not react in time. And his right.
Awesome.
All right, well,
it's an honor to be here with you guys. I must admit, I'm a big fan of what you guys do here.
All right, so we're set to run again. Don't go away. We may give you a shot to try that out. So the field is off, running in turns 1 and 2. It is the 30 of Jason Chris. Jason Durgan looking down low. That car has been hooked up, as we talked about, down on the inside, on the outside. No matter where he wants to throw it, that car is fast. And Jason Chris going to have to try to hold him off now as Durgan makes a move down the inside, headed to turn number 1. Chris is able to hold him off for now. Holding serve for now, but Durgan again is just off his back bumper. Andrew Bordeaux runs in the 3rd spot. The 54 of Remington running in the 4th position. John Mike Brissett runs in position number 5 as they're wheel-to-wheel at the line. With 2 laps to go, with still the 30 of Jason Chris. But here comes Durgan through on the inside. He'll blast off turn number 2, and he'll take the lead down the backstretch. It's a car length, make it 2 going into turns 3 and 4. Jason Durgan off the 4th turn, pulling away from the 30 of Jason Chris with a white flag out. Durgan showing good patience, eventually made his move down to the inside. A number of machines in this heat in particular pushing in turns 2 and 4. That opens up the inside line. This guy's got that inside line figured out. The 17 of Jason Chris takes home Jason Durgan takes the checkered flag. Here's Robbie.
On point, 93, Chris Frenier. Outside, 91, Rick Donor. The 4, Keith Pelkey. 20, Jamie LaFountain. 35, Brian McGinley. And the 29, Nick Haywood. Here they come off the 4th turn. Green. Flag is out. Well, Keith Pelkey thought 3 wide and thought better of it by turn number 1. Side by side for positions 1 through 6. Not as they race down the backstretch, though. Top side prevails. Rick Donor has the lead. Jamie LaFountain trying to move on top as well. Nick Haywood in the Budweiser number 29 works on the top of the racetrack. In practice, that car wasn't as quick as Nick would have liked it to be. Nick was around 5th quick in this division. Nick typically in practice sessions turns the quickest lap. This week, they're struggling on the setup with that number 29 car, but running right now in 3rd, but running away, the 91 of Rick Donor. Donor strong out in front. It's LaFountain 2nd and the Marcia Holmes number 20. Side by side for 4th. Chris Frenier, the 93, the 4 of Keith Pelkey. They race in turn number 3 now, side by side for 2nd. As here comes Nick Haywood trying to get it working on the top of the racetrack. LaFountain stays strong on the bottom. This time Haywood with a real strong run off of turn number 2. Down the backstretch into turn number 3. Haywood looks to the top of the racetrack. He's going to hang it out with a right rear tire. Try to drag race for the spot. At the halfway point, LaFountain still holds him on. Nick Haywood still using that right rear tire on the top of the racetrack. Can't find a way by down on the bottom, so he's going to have to go on top. Now he pulls even in turn number 4. Off the 4th turn, LaFountain gets the advantage still. Closing in now on the leader, Rick Donor. Side by side for 2nd. Wheel to wheel down the backstretch. Into the 3rd turn. Donor still shows the way. He doesn't mind seeing that battle side by side behind him, but they're getting ever so closer with 2 to go. There goes LaFountain. He's got a peek down to the inside. Donor leaves the hole open, drifts up the track in turn number 2. Here comes Jamie LaFountain digging down on the inside of the racetrack. Shows Donor the wheels. Donor pushes up the racetrack, taking the lead over off the 4th turn. Jamie LaFountain in the 20. Nick Haywood's coming through down on the inside as well. Haywood's got some work to do, though, as Donor fights back on the top of the racetrack. Going to be no doubt about the winner this time off the 4th turn. Jamie LaFountain's going to have it. Who's going to be 2nd? Drag race for the 2nd position. Give it to Haywood on the bottom. Rick Donor's going to be 2nd. 3rd, rather. 4th is going to go to Keith Pelkey. 5th to Brian McGinley. And 6th. They are going to set the pace. Busch Beer Mini Modifieds are set to do battle in their heat race. 6 laps the distance. Here they come down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Advantage down on the inside. Robert Foley. Mike Whalen Jr. thinking 3 wide in the middle with the 11 car. Bad turn number 2 for Eddie Brissett in the 15 car. Well, they play a little bit of bumper tag going into turn number 3. No harm done, though. Here comes Pete Blaney down on the bottom of the racetrack. He was able to push the 66 of Foley up out of the way. 3 wide down the front stretch into turn number 1. Boy, look at Steven Brissett. He's wasting no time. Moving through down on the inside. He's going to have 2nd by the time they hit turn number 3. Not even. By the time they're in the middle of the backstretch. Brissett to 2nd. Foley running the outside groove in the 3rd spot. And Mike Whalen Jr. trying to move through on the bottom. Whalen in that 11 car can't get the grip, but now in 1 and 2, kind of dirt tracks that 11 car. Robert Foley had an issue. He takes the third spot away. Here comes Stephen Brissett in the 14. Pete Blaney tries to hang with him. Blaney drives it deeper in turns 3 and 4, but can't get the grip. Here comes Stephen Brissett. Stephen Brissett has the lead by half a car length. Steve Brissett in the 14 car takes over the lead in this one. He is the point leader by 13 points over Tyler Brissett, the 8-ball, which you'll see later on in one of the next qualifiers. Pete Blaney tries to come back down on the inside with that 22 car. 2 laps to go for Stephen Brissett. Mike Whalen Jr. runs in third. It's Tim LaFountain in the 41 in fourth. Back in fifth, it's Robert Foley in the 66. And boy, it's really going to be Edward Brissett tonight if he finishes 6 out of 6 in his qualifier. White flag is out. One more time around for the 14 of Stephen Brissett. Stephen Brissett has half a track to go. Oh, Tim LaFountain moves through down on the inside of Mike Whalen Jr. down the backstretch. But Whalen fights back. Here's the winner, Stephen Brissett. Second's going to go to Pete Blaney. Drag race for third. It's going to go to Tim LaFountain. Whalen fourth. Fifth to Robert Foley. And sixth will go to Edward Brissett.
You got a better attitude now about things?
Well, I don't know if I'll have a better attitude, but
You going to pick on one of these drivers that are out here in this second qualifier?
actually, I planned on it.
Are you going to pick on Aunt Nick next? She's sitting in the stands
Maybe.
tonight.
Maybe.
You going to have some negative comment about your aunt?
Sure. I can find something. Starting on point to 54 is Tyler Irwin. Now, look at this. He's on his tiptoes to film. Outside the 79 is Jay LaGrave. 2 rows back on the inside, the 9, Neil Martin. Outside, 8-ball, Tyler Brissett. Final row, 86, Dave Demore, and the 16, Dirty Dale O'Neill from Moores, New York. All right, ready to go. 6 cars, 6 laps. Here they come. Down to the line. Green. Flag is out. Jay LaGrave in the 79 had the advantage, but here comes Irwin back on the inside. Oh, boy, Irwin pushes up the racetrack and forces the 79 into the bunker. Tyler Irwin uses a little bit more of the racetrack than he probably should. Jay LaGrave trying to come back on the outside in the 79. LaGrave gives him a push down the front stretch, letting him know that he probably wasn't too pleased in the back stretch. Here goes Tyler Brissett. Brissett gets a piece of the 79 of Jay LaGrave, and that just upsets Jay LaGrave a little bit more. Meanwhile, here comes Dale O'Neill in the 16. O'Neill thinking 3 wide down on the bottom of the racetrack. He backed out of that in turn number 3. Tyler Brissett in the 8 moves through down on the inside, and more contact between the 79 of LaGrave and the 8 of Tyler Brissett. Dale O'Neill doesn't mind seeing that. He's just going to dig down on the bottom of the racetrack. Uh-oh, Tyler Irwin a little bit hot in turn number 2. And here comes Tyler Brissett in the 8-ball down on the bottom. Brissett will go to the lead in that number 8 car on the bottom. And Dale O'Neill really has it hooked up on the way inside. And he's looking to steal that spot away already. Halfway in this one. And Dale O'Neill is looking for the lead down on the inside in 1 and 2. Brissett right now has that 8-ball out in front. Oh, not for long. Game, set, match. Dale O'Neill works through down on the inside, and he takes over the lead, and he's going to play Catch Me If You Can with 2 laps to go in qualifier number 2 for the Busch Beer Mini Modified. Dale O'Neill has set sail. The 8 of Tyler Brissett comfortably in second, and Jay LaGrave trying to work his way back through for third. LaGrave side by side with Irwin. White flag is out this time around for Dale O'Neill. Jay LaGrave in the 79 has gotten through for third. Dave Demore tries to dig for fourth on the bottom of the racetrack. Demore takes it away. Boy, Tyler Irwin really struggling in turn number 2. Dave Demore wants more. Demore wants to go for the 3rd spot in turn number 3. No doubt about the winner off of turn 4. Dale O'Neill's going to win it. Second is going to go to the 8-ball of Tyler Brissett. 3rd, the 86 of Dave Demore. 4th, Jay LaGrave. 5th, Tyler Irwin. And 6th, to Neil Martin. Harold LeVere in the 9X. Outside is, I can't see the number. Is that the 78?
It's right there on the board.
Yeah, okay, that's Michael Wright. The 4 is CJ LeVere. The 3 is Rob Sines. And the 81 is Grape Ape Scott Richter. Green flag is out. Qualifier number 3 is underway.
Now, that is not the normal 4 for Chris LeVere. Apparently, he had a pretty good wreck last night down in Devil's Bowl.
Yes, I talked to Harold earlier in the day, and they checked out of the medical center over in Rutland, I believe it is, at around 2 or 3 in the morning. A long night for the LeVere family, needless to say.
Chris obviously fine, and he hopped into Bobby's normal car.
Bobby's car a little bit shorter than the car that CJ's used to driving. They're now 3 wide going into turn number 3. Chris not backing off, using the 78 of Michael Wright as a rub rail. That could be Bobby in there using the chrome horn.
And that was 3 wide into turn number 4.
Yeah, CJ made that move work.
They had Richner box for a little while, and that's the car that I thought at the drop of the green flag is probably the car to beat in this qualifier, but he was boxed there in the 81. Can you believe who's leading?
Yeah, old LeVere.
Story.
Yes, it sure is. Harold LeVere leading the way out front. What? If he wins this one, we may not be able to call him old anymore.
No way. Now, it has been a while since it's been this late in a race, even though this race is only 6 laps, that Harold LeVere has had a lead at Airborne.
Yeah, 3 laps is pretty steep for him.
This is newsworthy right here.
He usually has the lead when they come out of the staging area, but sometimes he even loses it on the pace lap.
This is money well spent.
2 laps to go for Harold LeVere. He's beating Chris LeVere tonight.
When's the last time that happened? Well, last night at Devil's Bowl.
Yes, that's a good point.
Chris finished last.
Yeah, but when was the last time that Chris was running in a feature?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yes.
Chris.
So white flag is out one more time around for Harold LeVere. Now I wonder if perhaps CJ is in that car, in the 9X, and Harold is in the 4.
Oh no!
You don't think that's so?
No. We gotta.
Is this really Harold?
I think it is.
Really? We'll have to figure it out. Here comes Harold LeVere wins it. Scott Richner second, third to Rob Saenz, fourth is CJ LeVere, and fifth to Michael Wright.
He's from Ellenburg. That is Brad Duquette, the father of Sean Duquette. Brad raced here back in the 1990s. The green flag is out on this first qualifier for the Key RD Trailer Sales Renegade Division. McClatchy's going 3 wide already. McClatchy works it to the top of the racetrack, 3 wide for the 3rd spot, down the backstretch into turn number 3. McClatchy's trying to go from 6th on the grid to the lead in lap number 1. Oh, got a little sideways going to the 4th turn, but he's going to be halfway there. He's just about the 3rd. Jack Daniels in the 30, rough riding a little bit, the 22, trying to come through. Daniels down the inside, 4 wide for the lead. 4 cars battling for the lead out front. McClatchy got the right side tires into the bunker. They're still 3 wide for the lead. Zach Daniels in the 30, working down low on the inside. Look out, the 12 of Zach Raptoy pushed up the racetrack. McClatchy had to go on the binders. Jason McClatchy in the 70 continues to work the rim. The 12 of Zach Raptoy pushes up in front of him. Here comes Lance Raptoy to the inside. They're door-to-door for the 4th spot. 3 wide again. McClatchy goes back outside. Zach Raptoy in the 12 is there. Lance Raptoy moving underneath in the 11. The 70 of Jason McClatchy is able to move past Zach's number 12, and he'll grab the 4th spot. Out front it is the 30 of Zach Daniels. Running in the 2nd spot is the 55 of Jim McKiernan. The 11 is Lance Raptoy. The 70 is Jason McClatchy. Moving up to the 5th spot is John Booten in the number 23. That's the 12 of Zach Raptoy, the 22 of Dylan Raptoy, and then it is Brad Duquette in the 18X. Here's Lance Raptoy moving underneath the 55 of Jim McKiernan, going for the 2nd spot. 1 win, 3 seconds, and a 3rd for that number 11 car through the first 5 events. He's the point leader, the defending champion in the division. He has the 2nd spot off of turn number 2. Jason McClatchy trying to get underneath the McKiernan 55 to grab 3rd. McKiernan had to back out of it a little bit as he was worried about that bunker going down the backstretch. 2 laps to go for the 30 of Zach Daniels. Daniels running well out front. He's got a 3-car length advantage off of turn number 2. Jason McClatchy in 3rd. Jim McKiernan, the 55, looking down low into turn number 3 as McClatchy works that middle to high line through turns 3 and 4. Both cars a little bit loose into the 4th turn with a white flag out. Jack Daniels lead 5-car lengths. Lance Raptoy in the 11 car. Jason McClatchy in the 70. Here's the 23 of John Booten looking to make a move. The 55 of McKiernan is down low. Booten goes to the top of the racetrack. That's a battle for the 4th spot. Here comes the field off of turn number 4. The checkered flag is out. Zach Daniels wins. Second is Lance Ravtoy. Third, Jason McClatchy. McKinnon holds on to the 4th spot. 5th goes to the 23 of John Booten. 6th from Charlotte, Vermont, in the U Lockett self-storage number 99 is Rich Lowry III. That's the field. 8 cars set to run. Qualifier number 2 takes the green flag. From the outside of row number 1, the 44 of Tyler Terry goes for the, look out, they're bumping and banging over in turn number 2. Everybody gets on the binders. They avoid significant contact, but the big loser in that mix was the 18 of Sean Duquette. And I want to tell you, Duquette was fast in practice, but he had to just about come to a complete stop. Otherwise, he would have run up on somebody, and that moved him all the way to the back of the pack. Now that 44 of Tyler Terry, if you were here when they had the mechanics race a couple of weeks ago, you know that that car had significant damage in the mechanics race. And they spent a whole bunch of time trying to straighten the thing and get sheet metal back on it to have him out front in this qualifier. Running in the 2nd spot is the 32 of Brent Jarvis. The H2O of Rob Gordon works in the 3rd position. Gordon closing on the back bumper of the 32 of Jarvis. Ray Germain in the 19 Vermont runs in the 4th position. Working in 5th is the 51 of Brad Bushy. The 44 of Tyler Terry with a 5-car length lead, but the battle on for the 2nd spot. Rob Gordon finding room down on the inside. We're halfway in this 2nd qualifier, and at the line it was the 32 by inches. But the H2O of Rob Gordon is digging over in turn number 2, trying to grab that spot back. Side-by-side racing for the 2nd position. Gordon has it going to 3. The 32 comes back after him on the outside. They run door to door off of turn number 4, back down to the stripe. 2nd is Rob Gordon. Tyler Terry in the 44 comfortably out front. Rob Gordon worked to that 2nd spot. The 32 of Jarvis runs in 3rd. Ray Germain has the 19 in the 4. Look out, the 51 with a little bit of a love tap to the left rear quarter panel, the 19. He got heavy on the binders to allow the 19 Vermont of Germain to collect himself, and Bushy follows back in line in the 5th position. Sean Duquette has closed onto the back bumper of the 51. He at one point was at the back of the pack, but he has gone into the 6th spot, and they're side-by-side racing for the 7th position with Rich Lowry III down on the inside and Amber Turner on the outside. The white flag is out for the 44 of Tyler Terry. Rob Gordon works the extreme outside line off of turns 1 and 2, trying to gain some ground, and he got a real good jolt off the top of turn number 2, working that extreme outside line. But it's not going to be enough to allow him to contend for the win. That's going to be Tyler Terry's in the 44. Rob Gordon finishes in 2nd. 3rd, the 32. Germain in the 19 finishes in 4th. 5th was Sean Duquette down on the inside. Mark. That's right. He's got the horn on board tonight. It is Metal Man driving the number 2. 6 cars set to run in the 3rd and final qualifier. Here they come off the 4th turn. The green flag is out. At the drop of the green flag, it's the 43 of Josh Terry showing the way out front. Kevin Green in the 4 car runs in 2nd. Here comes the 28 to take that spot away. Ryan Booten moves down to the inside to go after the 2nd position. Also working down low is Jamie Begor in the number 19. Begor and Booten ran a number of laps in practice side by side right next to one another. It is the Booten 28 coming through for the 2nd spot. Jamie Begor is going to follow him. He'll take 3rd with Kevin Green falling back to the 4th position. Brian Pugh runs 5th. Look, Metal Man about to make a pass. No, thought better of it going into turns 3 and 4. He's taking it slow and steady. Now here he comes off of turn number 4. And it's a side by side. Oh, look out. Brian Pugh got a piece of the wall. That allows Metal Man to take that position away. And he'll go to the 5th spot. A top 5 run going for Metal Man in the number 2. Out front, it's the 43 of Josh Terry. His lead is about 4 car lengths over the number 28 of Ryan Booten. That's the 19 of Jamie Begor in the 3rd spot. Kevin Green in the 4 car running in 4th. The big gap back to Metal Man, who's made it into the top 5, with Brian Pugh in the 29 running in the 6th position. Out front, the 43 of Josh Terry. Terry leading by 3 car lengths. 28 car of Ryan Booten not really making much of an inroad on that deficit that's in front of him. He's still about 3 car lengths, and the same margin back to Jamie Begor in the 19. Well, the 28 of Booten pushed a little bit that time off of turn number 2. Begor takes away about a half a car length as he's trying to close in on the bumper of that 28 car. perhaps make a bid for that second spot. Josh Terry running smooth out front. His big brother won the second qualifier. That's Tyler Terry. And now Josh, younger brother of the two racing Terry brothers, trying to bring home qualifier number 3. Ryan Booten in the 28 has other ideas. He's looking down low in the fourth turn, trying to get underneath down the line with 2 to go. It's still Josh Terry. Ryan Booten lap by lap is closing in. He's working down on the inside of the racetrack. Josh Terry working on the top of the racetrack. Jamie Begor has been working a higher line around the racetrack as well, and they might battle for second. That'd be fine with Josh Terry out front. White flag for Josh Terry in the 43. The lead at the line was a car length. 28 of Ryan Booten down low still. Jamie Begor trying to get to his back bumper. Begor pushed there in turn number 2. You can see he lost some ground. Booten looking down low into turn number 3. Josh Terry, it's going to be a drag race for the win. Here they come off of turn number 4. Down the front stretch, and the checkered flag goes to Josh Terry. Finishing in the second spot, Ryan Booten in the 28. Third to Jamie Begor in the 19. Kevin Green is fourth in car number 4. Fifth, Metalman, a good top 5 run for Metalman in the 2.
All right. The 97 is Jeff Claudio. The 66, the Outlaw, Jason Bruno. The 6, Tyson Drown. And the 29, Budweiser Warren Tire T&B Metals, 2-time defending track champion, Nick Haywood. Here they come down the front stretch. Green, tag is out. 25 laps the distance. In feature number 1 for the J&S Steel Sportsman Modifieds, Cody Aubin shows the way from the top of the racetrack. The Dunce is back to second. Bordeaux is in second with the 08. Third is Pelkey in the 4. Leader of lap number 1 is going to be Cody Aubin.
Field works into turns 1 and 2. Aubin showing the way. Andrew Bordeaux running in that second spot. Keep an eye on the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. But also watch the 17 of Durgan, and right behind him, Mark Lamberton, who was very fast in practice earlier this afternoon. And not much behind Lamberton is the 69 of Travis Bruno. Those cars, you know, they will be charging to the front of the field. They'll have to work through the traffic to try to get to the front. Cody Aubin would like to see this race go green for as long as possible. Put some distance between himself and some of those other top drivers that are trying to get to the front. As here comes Keith Pelkey to take the second spot away from Andrew Bordeaux.
Boy, the driver I'm watching work through traffic back at the tail end of the field is Nick Haywood. Nick Haywood looking 3 wide down to the bottom. Real intelligent to back out of those moves. You don't want to force anything, especially being in Nick Haywood's position. Haywood has to get to the front, but he doesn't want to put himself in a vulnerable position. But Haywood right now is pinned.
I'll tell you, the fastest machine on the racetrack is Jason Durgan. Durgan has the 17 looking to the outside of Jamie LaFountain. You've got 3 real fast cars right now in spots 5, 6, and 7. The 20 of LaFountain, the 17 of Durgan, the 44 of Lamberton right behind. They run wheel to wheel in front of them, and that's going to open up the inside line for Jamie LaFountain, as LaFountain will follow the line to the inside where Speedy Brissett in the 03 is running in third. Andrew Bordeaux on the outside bogs down the progress of the 17 of Durgan. Lamberton will follow Durgan down to the inside line as those cars work into the top 6. Bordeaux falling back to the 7th spot in the 08. Following Bordeaux in the 8th position, John Mike Brissett. Here comes Travis Bruno to take that away in turn number 1.
Well, Cody Aubin checking out in that 7 car. Keith Pelkey, pretty impressive for him so far in second. Speedy Brissett third in the 03. Here comes Jason Durgan around the outside of the 20 of Jamie LaFountain for fourth. LaFountain says, not just yet, I'm going to fight back down on the bottom of the racetrack. But turn 2 is where Durgan is strong. Here he comes and he shoots off of turn number 2, uses the progressive banking, side by side, wheel to wheel in turn number 3. Coming off of turn number 4, LaFountain still with an advantage off the 4th turn.
Racing for position in the top 5. Jason Durgan to the outside of Jamie LaFountain off the 2nd turn down the backstretch. LaFountain still works on the inside. Durgan making it work on the outside as they follow the 03 of Speedy Brissett. Brissett running well, but Durgan now gets to the outside. He's going after the spot. Durgan working the top of the racetrack off turn number 2, trying to get into the top 3, trying to drive around Speedy Brissett in the 03 as Aubin has already put a lap on Tyson Drown. Drown missing the side panel on the left side of his machine, which has really impacted the handling of his car. But Durgan has gone to 3rd, and now he's about to take 2nd over in the backstretch.
Gaggle of cars race for the 9th spot. The 54 Tom Remington and the 08 of Andrew Bordeaux are side by side. Haywood's trying to find a way by. Nick Haywood has been pinned behind that side by side battle for the 9th spot, and he's still stuck. Jason Chris moves down on the bottom of the 30. Remington prevails with a spot down on the bottom. Bordeaux not moving in the top lane. And Nick Haywood is pinned behind and cannot find a way around. Box, here goes Haywood, 3 wide to the top of the racetrack. He gets around Bordeaux.
Keith Pelkey's done a nice job holding off Jason Durgan. Durgan was not able to make the pass as quickly as anticipated, but now he does off turn number 2. Mark Lamberton's going to go with him down on the inside. Pelkey sliding back to the 4th spot as here comes Lamberton down the front stretch at the line. Lamberton, no, it was Pelkey perhaps by inches, but Lamberton will finish that pass in 1 and 2. Out front, Cody Aubin. In the middle of the backstretch, Jason Durgan is 2nd. Mark Lamberton is 3rd. Keith Pelkey runs in 4th. 5th is Jamie LaFountain. 6th, Travis Bruno. 7th is Speedy Brissett. 8th is now Nick Haywood. 9th is John Mike Brissett. Rounding out the top 10, Tom Remington in the number 54, as we are now 14 laps in.
This time by, it's going to be the halfway point. This race extended to 30 laps instead of the scheduled 25. Halfway for the leader, Cody Aubin, in the 7th. Jason Durgan in the 17 is going to have to run him down. I believe Jason Durgan had plenty of time, 15 laps. Running in 3rd right now, the 44 of Mark Lamberton. Back and forth, the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. In 5th, Keith Pelkey is number 4, holding off Travis Bruno, who's in 6th.
Well, the deficit is still half the backstretch for Jason Durgan, but he is gaining on the 7 of Cody Aubin. If this race gets a yellow flag at all, Aubin's in deep trouble, as Durgan is chasing him down, and on the scoring monitor, his lap times are averaging about 1/10 of a second quicker right now. Mark Lamberton falling off the pace of the 17 of Durgan, but he's comfortably in 3rd. Jamie LaFountain 4th. Here comes Travis Bruno to the inside of Keith Pelkey. Bruno trying to get into the top 5. He's your point leader in the Sportsman Modified Division, and he has the 5th spot at the line.
You know who else has clear sailing now? Nick Haywood in the Budweiser number 29. He runs behind Speedy Brissett in the 03. Nick Haywood in that 29 was bogged down early in the race, and he's trying to get back in the thick of things, working around the top of the 03 of Speedy Brissett. Question is, for that number 29 car, is how much of the right rear tire did he work up in traffic? Answer is a lot, because he's struggling to get around the 03.
Heavy traffic in front of the leader. Cody Aubin is about to run on top of it, and not far behind is Jason Durgan. Durgan 0.2 of a second faster on the scoring monitor that last lap, and they're double file in front of the leader, Cody Aubin. He's going to have to deal with Brian McGinley in the 35, then the 97 of Claudio that works the top of the racetrack. Here is the 7. Durgan is chasing him down. Durgan is now about 7 car lengths off the back bumper of Aubin in the 7 car, and there's still 9 laps to go. Durgan has plenty of time. Here he is, winding in the 7. He's down to 3 car lengths. Aubin on the inside, moving underneath the 97 of Claudio, who goes down a lap, but now Durgan is right on the back bumper of Aubin.
Well, Aubin trying to thread the needle, make his way through that double file lap traffic, trying to split the middle, but hello, knocking on the door, Jason Durgan in the 17. Cody Aubin probably has no idea he's right there, but here he comes, looking at the top of the racetrack. Rico Hernandez right now runs side by side with Aubin. Aubin a bit squirrely in turn number 1. Here comes Durgan on the bottom. He's trying to get around Rico Hernandez in the 98. But for now, Aubin a car length ahead of the 17 as they race in turns 3 and 4.
He's working a middle line off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. The 17 of Durgan has time to size him up. There's 6 laps remaining. Again, you've got some slower cars that the 7 is going to run onto in a couple of laps. The 17 of Durgan has room down low, but there's slower traffic in front. Aubin's going to use the 6 car as a pit. That forces the 17 to stay behind. As they cross the start-finish line, there's 5 laps remaining for Cody Aubin. Double file in front of the leader. Durgan with a look off of turn number 2, down to the inside. Here he comes for the lead. Down the backstretch, going to turn number 3. Cody Aubin on the outside. He bobbled off turn number 2. Opened the door for Jason Durgan. Durgan takes the lead. He's the new race leader.
Well, Durgan's still got plenty of lap traffic he's got to deal with. He gets around the 08 of Andrew Bordeaux. Next is the 66, Jason Bruno. Bruno in the 66 now goes right down in front of the leader, slows him up. Cody Aubin with an opportunity now to pull up on him as Jason Durgan is boxed behind the 66 of Jason Bruno. Durgan can't find a way by using the chrome horn. Now he gets a piece of him. Here comes Cody Aubin in the 7 on the top of the racetrack. Jason Durgan can't find a way around Jason Bruno. And now there's another car up in front, Tom Remington, with 2 laps to go.
Durgan looking now to the outside. He's worked past the 66. He'll go around the 54 of Tom Remington. Durgan now with a clean track in front. All kinds of running room for the 17. Aubin still has to get around the 54. Here comes Jason Durgan. 1 lap to go. The white flag is out for the Valley View Firewood number 17 machine. Aubin gets around Remington in the 54. He has the 2nd spot. Mark Lamberton trying to get around the 66 as well. Lamberton running in the 3rd position. Here comes the 17 of Jason Durgan. The Morrisonville driver wins for the second time this year. Checkered flag for Durgan. Aubin is second. Third will go to Lamberton in the 44. Fourth is the 69 of Travis Bruno. And bringing it home in the fifth spot is the number 20 for Jamie LaFountain. Sixth is the 29 of Nick Haywood. Was able to quickly chase down the 7 of Cody Aubin. Aubin finishes in the second spot. Mark Lamberton ends up in the third position. Travis Bruno, another consistent run. He finished in the fourth spot. And then it was the 20 of Jamie LaFountain in position number 5. Robbie is headed down trackside. He'll get a word with Jason Durgan. Durgan has won for the second time this year in our regular point counting events. That'll close the gap to Travis Bruno. Travis with a fourth place finish. And Nick Haywood as well finishing in the sixth spot. So Jason will close the gap on both drivers that were in front of him in the point standings. Second win of 2014. Jason Durgan has been fast since the drop of the green flag this year. There he is on top of his car. Durgan wins for the second time and will go down. And Robbie is trackside.
All right, thank you very much. Jason, excited as always here at Victory Lane. We'll give him a chance to get the helmet off. Also give a nice round of applause for Mark Lamberton and Cody Aubin coming home in second and third tonight. But Jason had the car in this first feature for the Sportsman Modified Division. Come on over, Jake. Well, Jason, car was strong, and boy, down the stretch, he had quite a big lead, but you were able to work your way through. First, talk about lap traffic. Boy, was lap traffic heavy, and it seems like each and every week, it's always a challenge to get around them. Cars, I know guys are loose, guys are tight, and they're always fighting the handle, but boy, you really had to work hard for this one tonight.
Yeah, I kind of was having flashbacks to the 100 a few weeks ago when I started to get into that traffic. We were gaining on the 7. I don't know if it was going to be enough, but the lap traffic really helped, close it on them, and then, yeah. I mean, you got cars on the top, cars on the bottom, Mike's on the radio telling them the leaders are there, and, they're really not giving us a lane. I don't know, he's telling them to go to the top, so I'm trying to sneak under them, and they're just top and bottom. So, it all worked out at the end, and here we are.
Boy, your car was strong. What were you thinking early in the race when Cody Aubin was out to a 20-plus car length advantage?
Well, I hit my marks, try not to get too loose and overdrive the entry to center and get this thing biting off. It's a little fine line between getting in it too early and spinning the tire up off the corner. So, I try to stay slow and smooth, but make it fast all at the same time, if that makes sense, and it worked out for us today.
Boy, nice job. Another win this season. Great job.
Thank you. I got to thank all my sponsors, too. Maple Grand Farms, Valley View Firewood, Clear Shot Satellite, Nyco Minerals, Adirondack Siding, Adirondack Trash Service, my fiance, my son, my father, all my pit crew, everybody that's been a part of it, all the race sponsors, all the fans. Thanks for coming out and supporting us and having a good night.
Nice job, Jason. He wins for the second time this season. We'll get a word with Cody Aubin.
65 is Matt LaValle. The 77 is Tobias Mason. The 5A is Alex Buskey. The 94 is Ryan Senecal. The 91 is Curtis Lemire. And the 62 is Richie Senecal.
Wait a minute. Did I hear another Raptoy?
You did.
Wow.
In a few years, we're going to have an all Raptoy qualifier. You watch.
The heck with that. There's enough for an all Raptoy division.
Now, do they typically start single file or do they start?
Oh, they'll go double file.
Double
They're
file.
doing
Okay.
some hot laps.
Right. They're getting
some heat.
getting everything dialed in.
Yeah.
These go a little bit faster than the electric carts that we have on the side of our house.
Yes. Yeah, I bet. And I think the electric carts that we have are a little more forgiving when you make contact than these.
Yes.
Well. Although we did chew up quite a bit of one of those plastic tires the other night.
Don't say we, you did.
No, well, hey.
You tried to drive over Drew.
Well, that's what happens when you make your car 4 lanes wide in front.
Drew's been watching some of the Airborne drivers here.
Could be.
So they will cross the field over. Keenan LeClaire in the 00, and Nathan Cornell in the 17 will be on the front row. Row number 2 is Tanner Forbes in the 29. He gets in line. And that's the 18 of Matt Cornell. The 22 is Braden Raptoy. The 65 is Matt LaValle. They're going to go green flag next time by. The 77 is Tobias Mason. The 5A is Alex Buskey. Then it's the 94 of Ryan Senecal, the 91 of Curtis Lemire, and the 62 of Richie Senecal. 11 carts set to run. There's the green flag, 10 laps the distance. Out front, it's Keenan LeClaire in the 00. As trying to move up on the inside is the 22 of Braden Raptoy. As there are 3 carts going for the lead, and on the inside, Braden Raptoy is going to take the lead. Now coming back on the inside is Nathan Cornell in the 17.
Boy, Brett Jumper would have been a good guy to have do this one. But moving through, down on the inside, that is Nathan Cornell.
Trying to come through in the middle towards the back is Richie Senecal in the 62, and he looked like you plowing through Ryan and Drew with some of the carts.
Well, sometimes you have to do that. Richie Senecal, a 6-time track champion in this go-kart division. No, he wasn't a 6-time champion in the gold plate. He worked his way up through purple plate and eventually to the gold plate. In the last 6 years, he's had championships.
All right, it's Tanner Forbes out front of the 29, working on the inside.
Ryan Senecal.
Ryan Senecal in the 94. He's right off of his back bumper, and this time by, they're going to be halfway, 5 laps down, 5 laps to go. With a 29 of Tanner Forbes out front, Senecal is just off the back of the cart. Here comes that 62 that we told you to watch. Richie Senecal has gone to third, but coming back to take it away on the inside. Trying to grab it away is the 91 of Curtis Lemire. So they're slicing and dicing for position at the front of the field.
Out front, it's still Forbes. Ryan Senecal in the 94 trying to find a way around. Richie Senecal powers around the outside of the racetrack. Popsicle sticks are going to be out this time around. All the Senecals are all over the back bumper of Forbes with 2 to go. Forbes shows the way. It's Ryan Senecal second, and Richie trying to find his way around his brother. He gives a little bump to his brother going into turn number 3. Richie looks for a way through down on the inside. White flag is out one more time around for Tanner Forbes.
And Tanner Forbes hold him off. The dirt track off of turn number 2. They work into turns 3 and 4. Here comes the Forbes 29 down the front stretch, and he'll win. He gets the checkered flag. It looked like at the line, the 62 of Richie Senecal just barely nosing out Ryan Senecal in the 94. A good racing by
Scott Richner. So this is a developing story. Harold Lemire on point. LaGrave at his door. Here they come down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Well, Jay LaGrave has the lead right now from the outside. Harold down on the bottom. It's Jay LaGrave with the nose out in front.
Well, you didn't think they were all going to just roll over and play dead, did you?
Well, here comes Harold back on the inside.
They're going to make them work for it.
Do you think since Harold's got the car to beat tonight, is he going to play possum?
The third place point man's right behind him, too. Pete Blaney's good in the 22B. They're not just going to give it to him.
Well, Jay LaGrave gets around on the outside. I think Harold Lemire wants to be up on the top of the racetrack with that 9X car.
Jay LaGrave is 5th in the point standings. He's good, too. Look, Tyler Brissett's right behind him. It's not going to be easy.
Well, Harold Lemire is digging down on the bottom of the racetrack, and I think he wants to get that car to the top as quickly as possible. Jay LaGrave right now shows the way out front in the 79 car. Pete Blaney right now runs in second on the top of the racetrack. Dale O'Neill is pinned in the 16 car.
Not any longer.
Mike Wright is moving backwards in that 78. Now, let's think about this. Where does Dale O'Neill make his passes? Down on the inside and only down on the inside. He's one of the few cars in this division that has it hooked up on the extreme bottom lane. And that is where he is getting it done. Dale O'Neill already up into the top 5 as they race down the backstretch. Mike Whalen on the top, fighting back in that 11 car. But as they race down on the bottom, it turns 3 and 4. Dale O'Neill inching ahead, and he will take away the 5th position. Out front, it's still Jay LaGrave showing the way. Pete Blaney runs in second. Harold Lemire in third. Harold saving the tires for the last 5 laps.
He's doing fine.
As he runs in third. Hey, even if he finishes in the top 3, we still get to talk.
That's right. That'd be good.
Blaney now thinking about challenging for the lead on the top of the racetrack in that 22B. But nothing doing. It's Jay LaGrave still showing the way, running a middle to higher groove in that number 79 car. If somebody's locked up down on the bottom, they can do it. Because Jay LaGrave only wants to go high, and here goes Pete Blaney. Pete Blaney tries to get it done on the bottom. The 22B car sets sail on the bottom of the racetrack. The 79 drifts, drag race for the lead. Give it to Pete Blaney down on the inside. Pete Blaney in the 22B takes the lead away and washes up the racetrack a little bit in turn number 2. Both the 22B and 79 had to get on the binders.
I think this race has fallen right into the lap of Dale O'Neill. He's in a great position, already up into the top 5.
Can I change my best better than that?
No, too late.
Well, here on Dale O'Neill. Harold Lemire
He gets passed by Dale O'Neill, and little contact, 3 wide that time in turns 1 and 2. Harold's got some work to do. He has his work cut out for him up in front because here comes Steven Brissett as well. Steven Brissett in the 14 car looks underneath Harold. It's Tyler Brissett on the top, Steven Brissett on the bottom. LeVere, the meat and the sandwich. That meat is spoiled, very old in the middle. Old LeVere hangs on, and he shuts the door on the 14 of Steven Brissett in turns 1 and 2. Dale O'Neill, meanwhile, has worked through down on the inside for second. They're 3 wide going into turn number 3. Steven Brissett got a piece of Harold, and that is not good.
No. Hang on.
No,
Look at the left rear. Oh, don't take out Chris.
The left rear is snapped.
Tyler Brissett right there as well. Point leader Steven Brissett in 5th.
12 laps remain in this one. The best bet of the night is parked on the trailer. Here they come down the front stretch. Green. Flag is out. Well, he just wanted an even better starting position for next week. Pete Blaney shows the way in the 22B down on the bottom. Dale O'Neill going to come with him. O'Neill digging down on the bottom of the racetrack. Brissett is slowed up on top. Now here comes Steven Brissett. Tyler Brissett thinks 3 wide. Me thinks that's not going to work, and he backs out of it in turn number 4. Pete Blaney in the 22B showing the way, but Dale O'Neill's right there. Blaney's got to be feeling the heat, knowing Dale O'Neill. He looks in the rearview mirror. But look who else is moving. Scott Richner, the Great Babe, all the way from the back of the pack.
He's 3 wide.
And yes,
he backed out of it.
backed out of it. That was a generous move by the Great Babe. Halfway. Well, Dale O'Neill has his eyes set on that inside line. Pete Blaney drives it deep in 1 and 2, and Dale O'Neill has taken over the lead. The next guy in line that probably has a chance that's got a quick car is the 14 of Steven Brissett, and right behind him, Scott Richner in the 81. Dale O'Neill in the 16 completes the pass, this time off the 4th turn, and he solely owns the lead. Dale O'Neill shows the way. Pete Blaney is 2nd, 3rd Steven Brissett, 4th Scott Richner, 5th Tyler Brissett, 6th is Tim LaFountain, 7th is Jay LaGrave, 8th Rob Sines, 9th Chris LeVere, 10th is the 11 of Michael Whalen, 11th the 86 of Dave Demore, 12th Robert Foley, 13th Edward Brissett, 14th Neil Martin, 15th Tyler Irwin, and on the trailer is the...
Dale O'Neill with trouble. That car is shut down off turn number 2.
O'Neill off the pace. And that bogged down the 14 of Steven Brissett. O'Neill now perhaps has that car rolling.
Here's Richner for the lead. He's got it.
Yeah, Scott Richner. From worst to first. Richner. With that, it must be the pink tape he added on the car.
Whatever it is, it's good luck because you typically don't see a 16 again in trouble in 2.
Yes. Could be issues. Turn 2 flew. Off of the 2nd turn, the 16 car not wanting to roll. And Dale O'Neill will take that car down to the infield. It's going to be a strikeout tonight for Dale O'Neill. And Scott Richner has a big smile on his face, ear to ear, as he sees a wave from Chief Starter Jason Lemoy. 5 laps to go for Scott Richner. 5 to go. Steven Brissett in the 14 tries to inch by the 22B of Pete Blaney down on the inside of the racetrack. They are even down the backstretch into turn number 3. The 14 6 to nose out in front. Brissett has the 2nd spot. Blaney tries to fight back on the backstretch. Oh boy, look out. I believe the muffler of the 4 went flying off towards that precision sign on the backstretch. But however, that is off the racetrack and out of harm's way. Out front, still Scott Richner. The 14 of Steven Brissett has plenty of room in front to try and catch up. But I don't know. The way that 81 car has been working for Richner, I don't know if anybody in this division is going to be able to catch him, even if they are side by side with him right now. Michael Wright in the 78 car is about to go a lap down. Tim LaFountain a little hot in turn 2. He drives the 41 off the top of the 2nd turn. Perhaps he spotted the subway billboard and got excited, but he still has 2 laps to go. 2 more laps to go for Scott Richner, the Great Babe, 81. Richner won just 1 week ago, and he is looking to go back-to-back, probably for the first time in his career. I don't think he even went to school back-to-back days in his high school career.
Well, that's a good point. I don't know how you found out his attendance record, but you're pretty accurate.
Half a track remaining for Scott Richner in that number 81 car. Steven Brissett runs in 2nd. Pete Blaney's third is trying to hold off the 8 of Tyler Brissett. No doubt about the winner. Here he comes. Scott Richner wins it. Second's going to go to Steven Brissett. Third, Pete Blaney. Fourth is Tyler Brissett. Fifth will go to Tim LaFountain in the 41. Sixth to Chris Levere. Seventh to Rob Sines. Eighth, Michael Whalen. Ninth, Jay LaGrave. And rounding out the top 10 will be Dave Demore in the 86 car.
Steven Brissett finishes in the second spot. Pete Blaney led a number of laps in this race with the 22B. The J driver finishes in third. They're all chasing Richner in the Busch Beer Mini Modifieds tonight. Unfortunate break for Dale O'Neill in the 16. Dale was on his way to his second win of the season. He had problems off of turn number 2 after he had built about a 4 to 5 car length advantage.
He's a little bit bigger guy in that car. Here he comes, Scott Richner, back-to-back wins in the Busch Beer Mini Modified division. Scott, come on over. Well, the rule is here at Airborne, if you win a race, you got to start in the back of the pack. And you came from worst to first. This car was dialed in. Really didn't have to make any dangerous moves in this car. You were able to work your way to the front, and you got a little bit of help. The 16 went off stride there, and the 14 was stuck right behind him. Pretty fortunate at the end.
Yeah, actually, I haven't been happy with the car all night. I didn't like it at all, and she kind of came in the last 10 laps, and it was hooked up after that. I'm just glad Harold Levere almost got me in turns 3 and 4. I closed my eyes for that one. I thought I was getting it.
Now, you're being very picky there. You're saying you didn't like the car all night long. You end up in victory lane. But 2 checkered flags for you this year. And really, when you start in the back of the pack, it's a whole different race. You got to get on it and go right away, opposed to starting towards the front.
Yeah, there's no time to waste. You got to make your moves and make holes and go through, and you're definitely not making friends on the way through. I'd like to dedicate this win to Skip Liberty, and thank everybody for coming out tonight.
All right, that's Scott Richner. Scott, congratulations, back-to-back wins.
Thank you.
That's Scott Richner.
At the wheel on the outside of row number 1. Here they come down the line. Take the green flag. They just about touched coming off of turn number 4. LaFountain moved down over towards the inside. Almost got a piece of the 29. 3 wide racing in the middle of the pack, but it's wheel to wheel out front. Haywood on the inside, powers it deep into turn number 4. He'll have the lead off the 4th turn down the line. Jamie LaFountain just a half car length behind. Jason Chris has the 30 running in the 3rd position. The 35 of Brian McGinley running in 4th. Off the pace, Jason Berto in the 66. He's going to try to whip back to the garage area. We'll see if that impacts the field as they are going to come barreling down on top of him. Here comes the field along the front stretch. Bruno takes it right up towards the wall, hoping to stay out of harm's way. He should be able to do so now as the field works past in turns 1 and 2. Nick Haywood out front, 6 car length advantage. Jamie LaFountain running in 2nd. Jason Chris running in 3rd. Brian McKinley is 4th. Chris Frenier runs 5th, but here comes Mark Lamberton through on the inside. He'll take the 5th spot away. Jason Durgan also looking to come through on the inside line. Travis Bruno's pinned on the outside behind the Bordeaux 08 and the 93 of Frenier. Jesse Mueller looking to roll. He dives down on the inside. Durgan takes the line instead. Durgan right in front of Jesse Mueller as they work for position off of turn number 4.
Out front it is the number 29 of Nick Haywood. The 20 of Jamie LaFountain runs a good 10 car lengths behind, and then it's a good 12 car lengths back to Jason Chris in the 30. Chris comfortably in 3rd place. 8 car lengths back to Brian McGinley in the 35, but here comes Mark Lamberton in the 44. Lamberton just talked to him, thought that car was pretty good underneath him, had to come from deep in the field, but here comes the guy whose car was stellar. Jason Durgan in the 17. A caution flag would really help those 2 drivers out and draw them right to the front, but look who else is moving, Jesse Mueller in the number 19. Jesse Mueller in the 19 works his way up into the number 6 position. He is right off the back bumper of the 17 of Jason Durgan. Lap number 7 in the books. Nick Haywood is going to lap 30.
Haywood, they're going to have to work around the 6 of Tyson Drown. Tyson's car, again, without the left side panel, really fighting the handling on that machine. It is Haywood in the 29, LaFountain car number 20. Then the 30 of Jason Chris, who's going to be feeling the heat in just a moment from that number 44 of Mark Lamberton. Lamberton moves down to the inside with Chris going towards the top of the racetrack on the front stretch. Lamberton is there on the inside in turns 1 and 2. Lamberton bringing Durgan and Mueller with him. Mueller right off the back bumper of Durgan. They are racing for position, all inside the top 10. As Robbie mentioned, 30 laps the distance for the Challenge feature event tonight. Nick Haywood has a comfortable lead up front. The margin is nearly a full backstretch over Jamie LaFountain. Mark Lamberton still running in third. Jason Chris has fourth. Fifth is the 17 of Jason Durgan. Jesse Mueller still right behind Durgan. Durgan trying to find a way around the 30 of Jason Chris as they work off of turn number 4. Durgan moves to the inside. Chris went high off of turn number 4, and that'll give Durgan and Mueller a chance to move past as the 30 gets dropped kicked back a couple of spots.
Well, this race does not affect the regular local point standings, but it does help drivers in the NASCAR standings. The state and national standings are what these guys are racing for. And these races are very important because only 18 count. Your best 18 finishes count for NASCAR points. There goes Travis Bruno. Travis Bruno takes the 69 pit side. He will have that car looked on. And he will not likely be the winner in this one tonight. As there he goes, one lap down, Travis Bruno with an issue.
If this were a regular point counting event, that would be a big story.
Yes.
But as Robbie mentioned, this is a NASCAR point counting event. Will not hurt Travis Bruno in the regular Airborne season-long point chase. Nick Haywood is about to embark on some heavy lap traffic. He goes around the 4 of Keith Pelkey. A yellow flag right now is about the only thing that gives everybody else in the field a chance to get after the 29 machine because he's got a full front stretch advantage over the 20 of Jamie LaFountain. There goes the 29 of Haywood around the 4 of Pelkey, but they're running side by side right in front of the leader. He's going to move underneath Speedy Brissett as the passing flag is out for those cars that are along the front stretch. Haywood in the 29 trying to get around Tom Remington. He's next as we are at the halfway point, just past the halfway point with the leader in the middle of the backstretch. Jamie LaFountain trying to close in. Again, the 29 in heavy lap traffic. Down low on the inside is the 08 of Andrew Bordeaux. The 98 of Rico Hernandez. They're both racing for position. The 29 of Haywood moves to the inside of the 08 off of turn number 2. He gets them both in turn number 2. That was a fortunate position swap for the 29 as he was able to find racing room underneath the 98 and the 08 in the same turn.
Nice clean and easy pass for Haywood down on the bottom. Meanwhile, Jamie LaFountain having fits getting around lap traffic. LaFountain in the Marshall Holmes number 20 is really working that right rear tire, trying to find a way through traffic. Nick Haywood, barring some type of mechanical failure or a yellow flag, is on his way for a victory this evening. Jamie LaFountain still doing all he can to try and work past the 4 of Keith Pelkey. He has worked past Pelkey. And it's a short distance back to the 44 of Mark Lamberton. Behind Lamberton, the 17 of Jason Durgan, and then Jesse Mueller in the 19 car.
So heavy lap traffic right now for Jamie LaFountain. He'll go underneath Rico Hernandez. Now he's got room underneath the 08 and the 35. Mark Lamberton, though, he's bogged down. He has to choose. Am I going to thread the needle here? And no, thought better of it. He's going to have to follow Tom Remington. This gives Mueller a chance. Mueller trying to get around Durgan. How's this going to play out? There are the spots 3, 4, and 5 racing inside the top 5, and they are bogged down behind Tom Remington. Mueller threads the needle. Mueller comes through. How about that move by Jesse Mueller? He'll go to third. He goes from 5th to 3rd as he works through the middle of the lap traffic with Bordeaux continuing to run up high. Remington was down low in the 54.
Wow, how about some scary moments there, but Jesse Mueller with a heck of a move, threading the needle through the middle. Mueller hanging it all out there right in the middle of the racetrack. That was definitely classified as a bonsai move, and what a heck of a move to race his way to 3rd.
Lamberton just before that had an opportunity to make that move, but he thought better of it. He backed out of it. Mueller was not as conservative.
Yeah, he played safety. He played the safety squeeze in that 44 car, and he backed out of it. Didn't end up working for him. Jesse Mueller put the foot to the floor, and he finds himself in 3rd. Meanwhile, that battle still going on between the 54 of Remington and the 08 of Bordeaux. However, that is for a position deep in the field outside the top 10. Nick Haywood still has the number 29 on cruise control.
Haywood, again, he does not want to see a caution flag come out. Barring a caution, now with a half-track lead over the 20 of Jamie LaFountain, this one is in the bag. But a yellow flag would change everything, and the car that I think would bear most watching would be Mueller in the 19.
But that whole second row would be worth watching because it'd be Mueller in the 19, Durgan in the 17. Durgan's car rocket ship earlier on. Mueller, that car is certainly strong. You can tell now that second row would be deadly.
And Durgan has done well. He was able to work past Mark Lamberton. He ran behind him for a number of laps. But that again speaks to the speed of the 17 of Durgan when he was able to move underneath Mark Lamberton in the number 44. Now he is pulling away from Lamberton, and Durgan is actually chasing down Jesse Mueller. He had Jesse Mueller at bay for the better part of the first 15 laps of this race. Mueller was a car length to 2 off the back of Durgan's car, but Durgan eventually got snookered in lap traffic. Mueller made that move, threading the needle, and that's how he was able to gain the spot.
Nick Haywood coming back up on some heavy lap traffic, but he's so far ahead it doesn't matter.
He can
tiptoe and limp his way around. He could hang right behind Jason Chris in the Monster Energy drink number 30. Couple of laps to go now for Nick Haywood in that number 29 as he gets into the traffic in turn number 3. Nick Haywood this time around. We'll see the white flag and 1 lap to go for Nick Haywood.
Nick Haywood works up into turn number 1. He'll go around Remington, trying to put another lap on the 30 of Jason Chris. As the second place car is just coming off turn number 2, here comes your winner into turn number 3. He's going to follow the traffic around. No need to push it. Nick Haywood wins the challenge race. Haywood is the winner. Here comes the second place finisher. It's a battle for second coming down the line. It's going to be Jamie LaPound for second. Third goes to the 19 of Mueller. Fourth goes to the 17 of Durgan. And fifth goes to the 44 of Mark Lamberton. Mueller brings it home in third. Mueller made a heck of a move, bogged down in traffic. He was able to thread the needle. Mark Lamberton got stuck behind Tom Remington's 54. Jason Durgan was also there with the number 17, and Mueller made a bold move to split the difference, and he worked right through the Nick.
All right, give Nick a nice round of applause. He's hopping out of the Budweiser number 29 now. Nick Haywood wins the Sportmon Challenge race. Nick, come on over. Well, first I'll ask you, who was the lucky one drawing on the way in?
Oh, my wife actually drew it for me, yeah. I said, I'm not drawing, because normally when I draw, it's in the back. So I was like, why don't you draw it for me? So she drew. I'm like, all right, I'll take 1. And she picks in, she looks up, and it's 1. I jumped up and down. I was like, yeah, finally.
Well, it certainly makes life easy when you get to start on point, and it makes life a lot easier when you got a rocket ship underneath you, and you did tonight.
Yeah, we made a change for the first feature that I learned my lesson not to change tires before the feature, and we went back to the other setup and it was back to fast again. So I got to thank my guys again, Budweiser, Warren Tire, Clipper Corner, Approved Farm Center, Thomas's English Muffins, Gallagher's Towing, T&B Metals, and I think that's it actually. No, North Country Garage Doors. Yeah, that's it. And I got to send my condolences out to Skip's family, and he'll be missed by everyone for sure.
Well, Nick, certainly good to see you back here in Victory Lane. Nice job tonight.
Thank you.
That's Nick Haywood. He wins the modified challenge. We'll talk
at the 70, Jason McClatchy. Those cars start inside the top 10. 100 laps of distance tonight for the Renegades. Here they come down the front stretch. Green flag is out. Duquette dives down to the inside. Almost like he got drop kicked. The Pew 29 washes up the track. That pushes Jason McClatchy off the top of turn number 2. McClatchy goes through the bunker. Oh, what a bad start for Jason McClatchy. Bad break. He spins in the bunker, kicks a whole bunch of dirt up onto the racetrack, and he is sitting in the bunker. That brings out a yellow flag. Flag laps. All right, ready to run again. 4 laps complete. Here they come off of turn number 4, down the line. There's the green flag. Brent Jarvis in the 32. You see Richie Turner trailing some smoke at the back of the pack. Again, they had transmission issues earlier. They had to change the transmission. 3 wide, racing to get into the top 5. That's for 6th. Rob Gordon down on the inside. The meat and the sandwich trying to come through in the middle is Sean Duquette. On the outside was Ray Germain, who backed out of it. Side-by-side racing for that 6th spot. Out front, it is the 32 of Brent Jarvis. Zach Daniels running in second. Josh Terry almost 3 wide. He backed out of that move. Here comes the 28 of Ryan Booten on the inside. Side-by-side racing for the 2nd spot. Side-by-side for 4th. Side-by-side for 6th. As it's the leader, the Approved Farm Center 32, Brent Jarvis. Zach Daniels going real on the inside line. Jim McKiernan working on the top of the racetrack, runs in 3rd. Door-to-door racing for the 4th position. The advantage goes to the inside line. Ryan Booten as McKiernan working on top. Booten has some room in front of him. Here he comes through off of turn number 4, trying to grab that 3rd spot away from Jim McKiernan. The 71 of Hunter Sawyer goes back to the garage area. Out front, it's the 32 of Brent Jarvis. The 30 of Zach Daniels closing in, though. Daniels moving down to the inside at turn number 3. challenge for the lead. Out front, door to door, off of turn number 4. Down the line, a new leader. It is the 30 of Zach Daniels. The 32 of Jarvis back to second on the outside. McKiernan has cut his car down in front of the 28 of Booten. That gives room to Josh Terry on the top of the track. Josh Terry in the 43 trying to move around the 55 of Jim McKiernan to get the third. The 55 was running the outside line. The 28 of Ryan Booten was down low, but then that progress was impeded when the 55 bolted down low to the inside. Danny Beagle in the 19 trying to race around the 19 Vermont of Ray Germain. Beagle goes around Germain and he will pick up a spot. McKiernan trying to hold off the challenge from the 43. McKiernan third down on the inside. Josh Terry in the 43 on the outside grabs third from him at the line. Zach Daniels in car number 30 leading. The 32 of Brent Jarvis running in second. In the third position, it's Josh Terry in the 43. Jim McKiernan on the inside, back to fourth. Going to the top of the racetrack now, Ryan Booten in the number 28. Booten, seeing where this is going, took it to the top of the racetrack, not wanting to get stuck down low behind the 55. And right now, that's where Robert Gordon is with the H2O. Sean Duquette has the 18 on the back bumper of the H2O car. Gordon, let's see if he goes to the top. And the 32 of Brent Jarvis, he pushed up to the top of the track right in front of Josh Terry, and that gave the 55 a chance to get after the second spot down low on the inside. The 30 of Zach Daniels continues to show the way. You can see the smoke still billowing out of the back of Richie Turner's 17. Turner has a good pace going in that 17 car. I spotted Chief Starter Jason Lemoy keeping an eye on Turner in that 17. Here comes the field off of turn number 4. It's a 6-car length lead for Zach Daniels in the 30. The 32 of Brent Jarvis continues to hold down the second spot. Josh Terry in car number 43 runs in third on the top of the track. The 55 of Jim McKiernan running in the fourth spot down low. Here comes Rob Gordon challenging down on the inside. McKiernan is making that inside line work down low as Josh Terry tries to take the top side away. He does, and he had third at the line. Out front it continues to be Zach Daniels. Daniels leading by 4 car lengths over the 32 of Brent Jarvis. And a good battle for third. Side-by-side racing for that third spot. Side-by-side for fifth as well. Rob Gordon trying to come through on the inside. One thing that you have to worry about, you're on the outside for a number of laps. You're using up a lot of the tire perhaps. It also depends on the setup of these race cars over the course of the 100 laps. Jamie Begor has been running to the outside of John Booten in the number 23. They've been side-by-side racing for a number of laps. Lance Raptoy is right behind them. They have no place to go. But Booten and Begor not given an inch racing for that spot inside the top 10. Richie Turner brought the 17 onto pit road. Heartbreak for that team. They really wanted to have a good run tonight. Understandably why. Out front, Zach Daniels doing a fine job, hitting his marks, running a solid line, not feeling any heat. Daniels is starting to run up on the back of the pack. It'll be a couple of laps before he gets them, with 18 laps showing complete. Brent Jarvis in the 32 is running in the second spot, side by side, still for that third position. This battle's been going on now for the better part of about 10 laps, and that's the battle between McKiernan in the 55 and Josh Terry in the 43. Jim McKiernan still holding on to that third spot. Josh Terry, though, still working on the outside, but he's now in trouble, perhaps losing fourth to Robert Gordon, as Gordon is looking down low as they move into turn number 3. Gordon trying to challenge. Also moving on the outside, Ryan Booten in the number 28. Sean Duquette is there on the 18. A gaggle of cars racing for that fifth spot on back. It's still the leader out front, Zach Daniels in car number 30, who's approaching the back of the pack.
Boy, I tell you, a car that's really hooked up down on the bottom. Robert Gordon in the H2O. He has just been grabbing on to that back bumper of the 55 of Jim McKiernan and filing his way through down on the bottom. McKiernan pushes up off the fourth turn. Robert Gordon's car is there. Robert Gordon's car is good down on the bottom. He's going to be dangerous.
Well, Gordon, though, could be snookered behind some of these slower cars. They're 3 wide. That's the leader having to go 3 wide. Look out over at turn number 4. They went double file right in front of the leader. Daniels gets around as the 29 of Pugh pushed up the track and the 18X of Duquette tried to get underneath. Pugh again working the middle line into 1 and 2, pushing up the racetrack as the field tries to race by. Sean Duquette trying to get by his father in the 18. Jamie Begor, he has trailed, he's been able to work around the 23 of John Booten on the outside as the cars that are down on the inside, that's where the lap traffic is. And that inside line has bogged down a little bit as they worked around the 29, the 18X, and the 4 car.
Out front, it is the 30
But Zach Daniels showing the way. Here comes Robert Gordon in the H2O. Meanwhile, side by side for fourth. The 18 of Sean Duquette's down on the inside. Jim McKiernan's car is fading quickly on the outside in that 55. And Sean Duquette's down on the inside. They're side by side behind. Also a car that's been fading is the 43 of Terry. Josh Terry's 43 car has been stuck on the outside for a while, and he's moving backwards. He's side by side in a battle with Ryan Booten, and Jamie Bigor is watching it.
Zach Daniels puts a lap on middleman in the 2. Here comes Rob Gordon in the H2O. I think Gordon right now on track, turning some of the fastest lap times with the Premier Paving H2O car. Running in third, the Jarvis 32. McKiernan in the 55 could get snookered behind the 2. Trying to get on. Look out, there's contact in 3. McKiernan goes around. Cars work past. Contact from the 28 of Ryan Booten. That's going to bring out a yellow flag. You can see it happening. And we are set for a restart with 32 laps showing complete. It'll be Brent Jarvis on the inside of row number 2. Zach Daniels out front with car number 30. Robert Gordon on the outside of the front row as they get the green flag. Sean Duquette goes on the outside of the second row in the 4th spot. Here is Rob Gordon from the top of the racetrack. Down the backstretch, Robert Gordon will take the lead. Zach Raptoy in car number 12 is going to bring out a yellow flag to that race car. And now he's going to have to hustle to catch the back of the pack. All right, ready to run again. 36 laps showing complete. Here they come off turn number 4. Green flag. Well, Zach Daniels did go to school. Daniels with a better job down on the inside. Rob Gordon on the top of the track. Go, look at him go. Gordon on the outside of the racetrack just vaults off the top of turn number 2. He's back to the lead. Zach Daniels trying to come back after him on the inside. Sean Duquette's trying to go as well on the outside with car number 18. Down the front stretch of the line, Rob Gordon's got the lead. Gordon by 3 feet at the stripe. Turn 2 is where he's often hooked up. Let's see how he goes again. Off the top of turn number 2. See you later to the front. Gordon will run whatever line he wants into 3 and 4. Duquette's got the 3rd spot. Lance Raptoy moving to the outside of Jamie Bigor. He's trying to take a spot away as Bigor is bogged down on that inside line. He's got no place to go. The 32 of Brent Jarvis. A couple of cars up in front of Bigor, maybe slowing things down a little bit. It's the outside line that's rolling. Bigor's not in it. And there goes the 28 of Ryan Booten. He's going to grab a spot. Booten goes to the 4th position. Lance Raptoy trying to roll around the 43 of Josh Terry. 4th position. Jamie Bigor trying to get back underneath Lance Raptoy. 40 laps complete. 60 laps to go. Rob Gordon is the leader. Upper tag in turn number 2. 3 wide off 2. Bigor has the nose underneath the 43. He'll back out of it going to the 3rd turn. Brent Jarvis with a little contact from the 43 perhaps, as now Bigor has an opening line down on the inside of the 43 if he can get there. Josh Terry in the 43 gets past the 32, brings Jamie Bigor with him. Terry running in the 5th spot. Bigor goes to 6th. That outside line bogging down. That impeded the progress of Lance Raptoy in car number 11. Robert Gordon is the leader. Here comes the 18 of Sean Duquette. Duquette running in that 3rd spot on the inside. He's got his hands full with Ryan Booten in the 28. Ryan Booten has the 28 on the top of the racetrack. Sean Duquette down low on the inside. Off of turn number 2, Ryan Booten has the nose in for 3rd. The 18 drives it deeper into the turn. Seesaw battle for that 3rd spot. They're all chasing Robert Gordon, the H2O. Gordon has about a 7-car length advantage.
Jamie Bigor still trying to dig underneath the 43 of Josh Terry. That is the battle for 5th. Terry on the top, Bigor down on the bottom. Bigor bad that time in turn number 2. Terry prevails on the top. Josh Terry has the nose in front, but Bigor drives it a bit deeper into turn number 3. Side by side, off the 4th turn. It's still Terry on the top of the racetrack, holding off for 5th. Out front, Robert Gordon to the H2O. About a 2-car length to 3-car length advantage off the 2nd turn. Make that 4 as he pulls away down the back stretch and into turn 3. It makes it 5. Zach Daniels a little bit better in turns 3 and 4. But boy, is Rob Gordon hooked up off of 2. Oh no, Metalman. Metalman goes around on the backstretch. Oh, and he goes around again.
That car high. He's driven it low all over the track. It has been hooked up since the first week of the year. McClatchy has to hustle in that 70 car. Here they come. Green flag is out. Robert Gordon, the H2O on the inside. Zach Daniels trying to go with him on the outside. Don't think he's going to be able to hang. The 18 of Sean Duquette sees an opportunity to grab 2nd. Here comes Duke on the inside. The 19 of Jamie Bigor also moving up on the inside as the outside line starts to back up a little bit behind Zach Daniels. Jamie Bigor trying to take a spot away from the 28 car of Ryan Booten. Booten back to the 5th spot. Bigor in 4th on the inside, but now Booten coming back after him. Begor in the 19, works down low. Josh Terry dives it in deep. Terry trying to get to the back bumper of Begor, trying to get that position away from Booten as well, as we're just past the halfway point. Robert Gordon, the H2O, leading by 2 car lengths. Sean Duquette runs in second. Third, Zach Daniels. Jamie Begor fourth. Ryan Booten runs in the 5th position. He's on the top of the racetrack. Booten gets into the bunker. We got the yellow flag. Yellow call goes out. As the... See if Rob Gordon can hold him off. Ready for this should be a really good restart. 2 top drivers in the division. Here they come. Off of turn number 4 down the line. Green flag is out. Jamie Begor back on top as well on the outside of row number 2. He's going to try to go around Zach Daniels for the 3rd spot, and he will off turn number 2. Meanwhile, out front, they are dead even. Door to door going to turn number 3. Gordon on the inside. Duquette falls back a little bit on the outside. It is Rob Gordon pulling away on the inside line. Rob Gordon's the leader. John Duquette runs in the 2nd spot. 3rd, Jamie Begor, the number 19. 4th, Zach Daniels in car number 30. Running in the 5th spot, it is the 28 for Ryan Booten on the outside. Josh Terry is 6th. Look out. Brad Bush in the 51 got off in the bunker. You could see sparks from underneath that car as he came back out on track. Rob Gordon leads by a car length. Now we'll see if these drivers are content to run a little bit. They're single file in the top 4, making top 5 now. Lance Raptoy trying to get underneath Josh Terry off turn number 2. Raptoy to the inside. Josh Terry, is he going to lose another spot? This would put him back to the 7th position if he falls back one more as Lance Raptoy comes through the inside. He is 2-6. Josh Terry back to position number 7. 55 laps showing complete. Ryan Booten sizing up a move on the 30 of Zach Daniels, going to turn number 3. Daniels is in the middle. Ryan Booten got on the binders that time, didn't want to push up and collect them. As they race off of turn number 4, Booten will stay in line. It's a car length between them. Jamie Begor about a car length off the back of the 18 of Sean Duquette. Duquette is 2 car lengths off the back of Rob Gordon. Lance Raptoy wants to go. He's moving to the inside of Ryan Booten's number 28. In turns 3 and 4, trying to get into the top 5 for the first time tonight is the defending track champion and current point leader. He's got the Culligan number 11 rolling on the inside. Ryan Booten trying to hold him off on the outside. Zach Daniels is the guy they're both chasing after right in front of him. Side by side racing for that 5th spot. Lance Raptoy looking down low. Zach Daniels goes back down to the inside. That impedes his progress. The middle line might slow them both down. John Duquette pulled to the back bumper of Gordon in turn 2, but Rob is really strong off that 2nd turn. The 28 still trying to work around Zach Daniels. The 28 of Ryan Booten on the outside now. Just about drawing even off of turn number 4. The next lap he might be able to make the pass. At the line, it was still the 30. Zach Daniels holding off the 28 of Ryan Booten. But Booten off of turn number 2 gets a good run. 3 wide, 4 position going to turn number 3. Lance Raptoy with the nose down on the inside. Zach Daniels in the middle. On the outside, Ryan Booten finishes the pass. He'll go to 4th. 5th now, Zach Daniels in car number 30. We got a spin over at turn number 4. Ray Germain spins. He keeps it rolling. And we will stay in the green. Germain was able to keep it rolling out on the track. Might have been a contact with 70 McClatchy.
McClatchy pits, hits pit side in that number 70 car.
The 70 Jason McClatchy comes into the pits. Ray Germain still out on track. He is still on the lead lap. Robert Gordon going around the 29 of Brian Pugh, and you got to tiptoe around that 29 car. That car is a little bit of an ill-handling race car, particularly in the turns where it pushes up the track, and you have to make sure you give him plenty of room. Clear him on the outside. Begor's able to get around to the backstretch. Brad Duquette in the 18X is the next car that would go down. As Rob Gordon goes around, as does his son Sean Duquette working around. Jamie Begor's going to go around on the outside now as well. Good racing for the 4th spot. Ryan Booten still holding on to it. Lance Raptoy going with him in the 11. You can see how they've gained some separation between that 5th position and 6th place car. Zach Daniels in the number 30. Daniels runs in 6th. Running in 7th is Brad Bushy in the 51. He's reeling him in. In the 8th spot, it's John Booten in the 23. 9th is Josh Terry. And rounding out the top 10, Brent Jarvis in car number 32. Lance Raptoy trying to look to make a move on the 28 of Ryan Booten, but he can't quite get in position to do it just yet. Out front, Robert Gordon in the H2O, 2 car lengths. He's not been able to build it to much more than 2. Well, off of turn 2, he gets another good run. It's up to about 4 car lengths. And Sean Duquette in that 18 car, not really gaining much ground on Jamie Begor, although Begor is not in a position to challenge for that second spot. Lap number 66 on the board. Cars coming through the infield. Zach Daniels through the infield at speed. A great save by Daniels.
He had contact with lap car Brad Duquette. Duquette did a good job staying down at the bottom of the racetrack, but Daniels cut the turn a little early.
There goes Brian Pugh spinning in turn number 2. The 29 has spun in the second turn, and that is going to bring out a yellow flag. Yellow flag is out for Gordon and Duquette on the front row to set the pace. 2 veterans ready to go. Into turn number 4. They're on it now, coming down the front stretch. Here's a green flag. Good restart for Duquette on the outside. Sean Duquette, can he make it work on the top of the track? Rob Gordon coming back after him. They are even off 2. Duquette surges to the lead. Down the backstretch, going to turn number 3. This could stay side by side for a while, folks. Duquette on the outside. Gordon coming back after him on the inside. They work off of turn number 4, down to the stripe. It's the new leader. Sean Duquette's got the lead. Sean Duquette from the outside. Ryan Boone on the outside. He's trying to grab that 3rd spot away from Jamie Begor. They're just about dead even going to 3. They both drive it deep to the turn. The H2O down low on the inside. The 18 of Sean Duquette on the outside. This time, who's going to lead the lap? On the inside, Rob Gordon's got the lead. Gordon takes the lead back on lap number 73. Off of turn number 2, door-to-door racing continues for the lead. Gordon down low on the inside. Duquette on the outside, not giving it in. Seesaw battle for the lead. Gordon has the advantage coming off of turn number 4 down the inside. He's got the lead, and he can run wherever he wants. Sean Duquette back having to follow in line. Well, that showed us one thing. On a restart, Duquette can ace it and perhaps grab the lead, but can he hold on to it for any extended length of time? The answer is no. Robert Gordon, the H2O, persistence paying off. He's back in front and he's pulling away. It's a 3-car length lead at the line. Gordon shows the way. The 18 of Duquette runs in second. Side by side for 3rd continues. Begor's down low. He'd probably rather be on the outside, but that's where Ryan Booten is in the 28. Booten has the 3rd spot on the outside. Begor comes back after him on the inside. Brad Bushy's gone to 5th in car number 51. Bushy into the top 5, getting past Lance Raptoy in the 11th. Lance Raptoy back to the 6th spot. Begor in car number 19 trying to get underneath. That number 28 machine of Ryan Booten, who on the outside now has 3rd. He can run whatever line he wants, but I think he's in the line he wants. That's the top of the racetrack. 77 laps complete for Rob Gordon.
Out front it is Rob Gordon showing the way, and he's dominant. Sean Duquette a comfortable 2nd right now as they battle for 3rd. It's Ryan Booten on the top, Jamie Begor on the bottom. I think Begor has used up some of that tire working down on the bottom. Wouldn't be surprised to see him run behind Booten right now. No, he stays low. Jamie Begor is going to try and dig tooth and nail down on the bottom of the racetrack, and he's digging. And he can only get half the car up on the side of Ryan Booten. Booten is comfortable. He's where he wants to be, up on the top of the racetrack. I think Begor wants to be there as well, but if he wants to make the pass, he's either going to go to the extreme outside or stay where he is. The safe bet would be down on the bottom, and that's where he's trying to work, and he can't get there yet. Now he's even this time. Begor nearly had it at the line. A good run that time out the 4th turn for Begor. Now let's watch in turn number 2. Begor pushes up the racetrack, tries to take as much room away as he can from that 28 car. Racing into turn number 3. Begor still digging down on the bottom. Meanwhile, Lance Raptoy looks down low as well. Drag race for the 3rd spot, still a 28 on the outside. Ryan Booten, Jamie Begor, they touch going into turn number 1. Begor trying to come through underneath. They're dead even off turn number 2. Lance Raptoy has gained the spot back from Brad Bushy. Begor the 19 still working down low. The 28 of Ryan Booten. This has been a battle that has been going on since the last restart. Here they come back to the line. This time it is just about dead even. It might have been Begor the 19 in that 3rd spot down low. But the 28 comes back after him on the outside line. Well, the battle is for 3rd. Out front, Robert Gordon is setting sail. Sean Duquette trying to hang with him. Barring a late race yellow, Gordon is on his way. At the line that time, Ryan Booten was back into the 3rd spot. The 44, Tyler Terry, has trouble. He heads down to the infield.
Robert Gordon leading by some 10 car lengths. The 18 of Sean Duquette runs in second. The battle for third continues to go. Jamie Beagle on the inside. On the outside, Ryan Boone in the 28. Boone, both of them must have tires that are just screaming at them right now, trying to hold on. But Lance Raptoy's 11 is closing in on the battle as well. He's there. Brad Bushy's 51. That's starting to go away. He is fading. And also moving up on the track, the 23 of John Booten. John Booten trying to get into this mix. Jamie Beagle is going to have the third spot back in the line. Really? No, it's still Ryan Boone on the outside in third in the 28. Lance Raptoy in car number 11 is right onto the back bumper now, the 19. Off of turn number 2, Ryan Booten goes back with that nose out front for the third position. Is Sean Duquette closing a little bit on Robert Gordon at the line? No, I don't think so. He's still maintaining that advantage, and Ryan Booten still has third. Less than 15 laps to go now. Checking the times on the clock. It's a 19.8, that last lap for Robert Gordon. Sean Duquette's time just about the same, but just a tick slower. Jamie Beagle and Ryan Booten running near identical times as well. Robert Gordon, the H2O, holding that lead, working lap traffic now as we hit lap number 87.
Well, the place where Beagle really struggles is off of 2. He's loose off of turn number 2. Coming off of turn 4, Beagle seems very smooth, but we really know how these corners are different. And look up in front. Jamie Beagle is going to get pinned if he doesn't wash up the racetrack. Beagle tries to get that 19 car off the track.
Here's where he's going to be in trouble, although he's able to get some room going into 1 and 2. He's got to get around Brad Duquette. He does that off turn number 2, but turn 3 and 4 is where it's really going to be an issue. Takes it wide into turn number 3. Nice job by Ryan Boone on the top of the racetrack to give him room. Meadowman's up high, and that's going to allow Beagle to get that third spot back. Beagle goes back to the third position. Ryan Boone to the 28 to 4th. Lance Raptoy running in the 5th spot with car number 11. And out front, it is still Robert Gordon, and I don't think that car is going away.
Well, big break for Beagle. They're working. He was able to push Ryan Booten up the racetrack, and a real gentleman courtesy move by Ryan Booten to let off and allow Beagle to force him up the racetrack, as Beagle could have been pinned behind those lap cars, and it would have worked. The 28 and the 11 both by that 19 car. Instead, Beagle, with an intelligent veteran move, tries to wash that 28 up the track away, and he was able to do so, and he worked by. Boy, Robert Gordon in the H2O has set sail. Now about 5 car lengths out in front of the 18 of Sean Duquette, and Duquette really struggled that time in turn 2. It's 7 at its greatest point down the backstretch, and 3 and 4 will watch Sean Duquette this time. Perhaps Duquette closes in 3 and 4, but off of turn 2, Robert Gordon is still great in that H2O car.
Now that H2O car was 2/1000ths of a second quicker than Sean Duquette that last lap. And lap traffic, they're in it now. They go around Zach Raptoy's car number 12. Dylan Raptoy in the number 22. That would be the next car in line. Both cars negotiate the 12 successfully. Jamie Beagle has pulled away from Ryan Burton, the 28, who is holding off a challenge from the 11 of Lance Raptoy. Lance Raptoy still holds down that 5th position. 6th is John Booten in the 23. Then Brad Bushy is 7th. 8th is Zach Daniels. 9th is Josh Terry. And rounding out the top 10 now, I believe, Rich Lowry the 3rd with the number 99. The H2O of Robert Gordon. The lead is 6 car lengths off of turn number 2. Sean Duquette running with him, trying to reel him in, and it looks like he does going into turn number 3. We're going to check the lap times this time around with 94 laps on the board. 94 going up on the board. That time Duquette was faster. Duquette was faster by 1/10 of a second. But again, he struggles a little bit over in turn number 2. It's all about hitting the marks now. Duquette trying to chase him down in turn number 3. You can see the gap starting to close.
Side by side in front of the leaders right now. Amber Turner on the top, Ranger Main down on the bottom. 5 laps to go. Chief starter Jason Lemoy lets him know. And boy, this could get interesting if they stay side by side, but Amber Turner pulls away. The thing about it is Amber Turner's running the top, Ranger Main's down on the bottom. This is still interesting. Look at Sean Duquette close in on the back bumper. They're side by side. Look at the Chief starter Jason Lemoy wave that flag at him.
Turner was able to get around Germain. Now Robert Gordon's going to follow that same outside line. Sean Duquette pushes up in turn number 2. They work down the backstretch. Gordon trying to go around the 57 now. She bobbles big time that last lap in turn number 4. Gordon gets around. Here comes the 18 of Duquette. They stay down low on the inside. And lap 97 goes up on the board. That lap time, Sean Duquette was 1/10 of a second quicker. He gets off of turn number 2, but he's still 6 car lengths behind Robert Gordon. Popsicle sticks are out this time by for Robert Gordon. Here he comes into turn number 4. Working down the front stretch. 2 laps to go for the all-time winningest driver in the Renegade division. 2 to go for Gordon out of Milton, Vermont on the H2O. Bigor gets around the lap cars. He's still running in that 3rd spot. Off of turn 2 and now down the backstretch. Robert Gordon goes into turns 3 and 4. The white flag about to be unfurled for the H2O of Rob Gordon. 1 lap to go for the H2O. Into turns 1 and 2. The lap traffic in front I don't think is going to play a factor. Down the backstretch smooth for the H2O. He goes into turn number 3. Sean Duquette trying to close. Here he comes off of turn number 4. Robert Gordon is going to do it. Gordon wins. 2nd is Sean Duquette. 3rd is Jamie Bigor. Finishing in the 4th spot, Ryan Booton. 5th is the 11 Lance Raptoy. 6th is John Booton. 7th is Brad Bushy. 8th, I believe, was the 30 of Zach Daniels. 9th is Josh Terry. And
Rob is headed down trackside. He'll get a word with tonight's winner, Robert Gordon. Rob is on his victory lap on the backstretch. Nice job by Sean Duquette to bring the Roto-Rooter number 18 home in the 2nd spot. There's Sean climbing out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause. 2nd place tonight. Also a nice round of applause for the driver of the Huntley Trucking Bigor Supply, Connor Sandpit, number 19, Jamie Bigor. He brings the 19. Here he is getting out of the car. Give him a nice round of applause. Rob Gordon wins it tonight. Rob Gordon wins the Renegade 100. Rob Knowles is headed down the stairs and headed over to talk to Rob Gordon.
all right, here is Robert Gordon in victory lane, and Robbie talked to you during the break right at lap number 50, and you said, we really didn't want to touch the car. We rubbed it a little bit, which I thought was a great line. This car was really good all night.
Yeah, it was. It's better than it's been the last few weeks. Just a whole different set of tires. I've been running the same tires the previous couple weeks and trying to figure out the car. I don't think it was a car. I just think we had a set of tires that didn't work together. But this test seemed to work just fine.
Was that the major adjustment that you made when you run 100 laps versus 30? Obviously, there's a lot that you have to consider. Was that the major change that you made in terms of a distance of the race with the tires?
Yeah, we just put different tires on it like we would any other time we get rid of tires. We didn't do anything different than we normally do. We don't usually adjust the car. Hopefully it's good enough so we don't have to.
Talk about lap traffic over the course of the race. It looked like most people did a pretty good job staying down low, getting out of the way. Any hairy moments for you in the final 50?
No, it seemed pretty smooth. Everybody was real respectful. Anytime I got on the outside anybody, they gave me plenty of room. The guys behind me, beside me raced me real good. No complaints there at all.
There was one restart where Sean Duquette was able to take the lead from you for a couple of laps, maybe a lap and a half, but persistence paid off and you kept digging and you took it right back.
Yeah, if I just keep putting it to him, I know eventually he's going to slip up on the outside a little bit.
Well, congratulations on a big win tonight. You add to your career win total. That was an awesome job.
Yeah, I really needed a good point night after last week when I got disqualified because I drove right by Tech, didn't even think about it. So I had to start last, so that wasn't a great week.
Well, congratulations, Rob.